everyone, it's Aysha. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about something that I've honestly struggled with my entire life, and for the first time in years, I feel like I'm very comfortable to really talk about this and kind of share my experience to finally loving and accepting my body. In today's video, I am working with Target to share the new Victor Glamade collection. I'm really excited to share this collection as well because it kind of inspired this whole message and this whole conversation that I want to have with you guys, because the Victor Glamade collection is all about just embracing yourself regardless of how you look, regardless of what your race is, your size, you know, your lifestyle choices, all of that. And I feel like that really resonates with who I am as a person. So I'll share a little bit more about the pieces that I'm wearing. I'm wearing actually one of the pieces. This is one of my favorites from the collection, and I'll share a little bit more about that later. But like I said, this video is really just about the message. I feel like there are a lot of women, young women who watch me, and women my age who have maybe struggled with their body their entire lives as well, very similar to me, maybe are going through different stages in their life where they're not completely happy with how they look. You know, maybe you just had a baby and you're feeling really uncomfortable in your body. Maybe you just gained, you know, a bunch of weight during the quarantine and during the pandemic that we all just went through and are continually going through. I just feel like throughout life, there's never going to be a moment where you feel 1000% confident in yourself and how you look. But I think it's so important to just love yourself in every single season of your life. And I feel like over the years, and honestly, probably over the last year, I finally come to a moment in my life where I'm so at peace with myself in so many different aspects, both mentally, physically, even though I may not be at the goal weight that I want to be at or have my dream body goals or whatever that may even look like. I can sit here and just feel confident in how I feel and feel like I love myself and I love what my body does for me. So I'm gonna give some tips for you guys, and hopefully this video is very helpful. I'm really just gonna be speaking from the heart and keeping this video completely vulnerable and sharing my experiences with you guys, because it really is a journey, and I don't wanna say I am 1000% comfortable with where I am right now, but I've definitely done the work and I noticed the changes, and I'm really proud of myself for that. So real quick before we get into this video, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any other videos from me, and I'd love to just have you guys join the family. And also give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it and would love more like girl chat videos and more like casual conversation videos like this one. So I guess we should start from the beginning and kind of like where this whole journey even started. I grew up a really happy girl. I was always very confident. I had a very active lifestyle. I was in tons of different sports. I was in swimming, I was in skating, I was in soccer. I was literally on all the teams in my elementary school. I won the gym award when I graduated 8th grade. So I've always just loved living an active lifestyle. I don't really remember when the shift was for me, when I realized like, oh, I'm actually a little chubbier than most people. I feel like I always kind of carried weight a little bit more than my other friends, but it was never really an issue for me until it kind of became an issue for other people, which is a little odd to say and even really think about. I definitely got a lot of comments from my family, not so much my friends, thankfully, but definitely from a lot of family members, those unwarranted comments from your aunties and uncles. To be honest, I feel like a lot of those comments started when I was literally 10 years old. Like in between 10 and 13 years old, I was always getting told that I was chubby and that I needed to lose weight. And when I think about 10 years old right now, I have to take a pause, because even just thinking about this time in my life makes me really emotional. And I am a very emotional person, but these emotions are coming from knowing how that little girl felt in those moments. For someone who always had an active lifestyle, loved riding bikes, like I said, just loved being active in general, it was really odd to hear that, because I felt like I was still living a really happy and exciting life, but for other people that wasn't enough. So anyways, I guess that's where the kind of journey began. I remember in 10th grade, I made the decision for myself finally, after years of being told that I needed to lose weight or look a certain way. And mind you, with all the comments that I was getting, you would think that I was like 350 pounds or something. I was not. I looked cute. I just had a little chubby weight on me. I was young. I was going through puberty. You know, I hadn't settled into what my body would then become. And that's a lot of pressure on a child. So in 10th grade, I decided I wanted to lose weight and just kind of like start this, I'm gonna say quote unquote healthy journey, because in retrospect, it didn't end up really being as healthy as I thought it was. But I went on a program and I lost about 30 to 40 pounds in, like, I want to say 4 to 5 months, which is a very short amount of time. I was also on the rugby team, so I was working out like double a day. But I also felt really good about myself at that time. Not so much because of how I looked, because I definitely still struggled with body dysmorphia, and although I saw all the pounds dropping on the scale, I still felt like I had a long ways to go. I didn't feel skinny yet, or whatever that even means. With that came obviously positive comments from people noticing my weight loss and, you know, praising me for that. But it also made me question, like, okay, why am I getting all of these comments about how good I look now? Like, was I not worthy of that before, when I just looked a little chubbier? Like, when I think of the people that I love the absolute most in this world, that I cherish, that I consider like my loves of this life, the last thing I'm ever thinking about is their weight and how they look. Everything that I love about them has nothing to do with their appearance. And that really is the key to understanding how to really love yourself and who you are and really love your body, is just realizing everything that people love about you has nothing to do with your body. They're focusing on who you are as a person, and that really should be the focus of everything. So around this time in high school, I was also counting calories. I was eating very, very small portions. I don't want to go as far as saying I had an eating disorder, but that could have very well been the case. I have no idea. I feel like I still have to chat through that in therapy one of these days. But yeah, I just definitely realized that what I was doing back then was not as healthy as I thought. I felt really restricted in how I ate. I felt guilty every time that I really enjoyed a meal outside. Your girl is a foodie, okay? I love food, and one of my biggest joys in life now, at this point in my life, is trying new restaurants and trying new foods. And I just can't believe that that was me at one point. That was what I was being praised for, you know? Like, people just saw the fact that I was losing weight, but they never saw everything that I was doing to get there. And I'm really thankful now that I could look back and kind of see that that wasn't very healthy, and that isn't what loving yourself looks like. So fast forward years later, I went to college and I ended up gaining basically all of the weight back, and I started feeling those same feelings that I did early on before I lost the weight. And it made me realize that although yes, I did the physical work, the mental work was not there, because I think the key to really loving yourself and the key to loving your body in all its forms is loving it in all its forms, because I think it would be really stupid of us to assume that our body will stay the way it is throughout our lives. Like, you know, once we have children, once we get older, our metabolism starts to slow down. And if you don't do the mental work to really love yourself in each state that your body comes in, like, you're never really gonna get there. Now, I haven't even added in the fact that I basically grew up on the internet. Like, you can literally see me losing weight and gaining weight and losing it again and gaining weight all throughout the internet, and that effect, that is not healthy. It's definitely not healthy to have hundreds and thousands of people critiquing your body. How people are commenting really is a projection of themselves. If people are commenting positive things, if people are praying for you, that shows that they're actually happy with it and they're doing the work to really improve themselves. Whereas on the other side, if you're getting negative comments from people telling you that you need to lose weight, or you need to look like this, or, you know, clothes would look better on you if you lost 10 pounds, etc. That really is a self-reflection of themselves. There's obviously something within themselves that they're insecure about, and it's a lot easier for them to attack you for it than it is for them to look within themselves and really do the work, you know, physically and mentally on themselves to fix that. Like, you are beautiful and you are perfect in every form that you come in, and God gave you this vessel, God gave you this body, and we are just passing through time. So we have to learn to appreciate that body. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I am no way like 1000% where I believe I should be in terms of like loving my body and accepting my body, but I'm definitely in the best state that I have been in the 26 years that I've been living on this planet. Honestly, a prime example of that is when Target reached out for this collaboration and shared the Victor Glamad collection with me and the pieces. There were a lot of bright colors and really beautiful silhouettes and, you know, fun designs. But my first thought was like, oh, I don't know if that's gonna look good on me. Like, I don't know if that's gonna flatter my body type. But in reality, like, this collection is literally made to celebrate everybody. It's completely size inclusive, and it's meant to just celebrate who you are, regardless of your race, your lifestyle, you know, how you choose to dress, whether that's more modest or less modest. There's pieces in this collection literally for everyone, and I actually challenged myself to pick pieces that I personally wouldn't normally gravitate towards. For example, this pink power suit, like, I was kind of nervous to put this on. I was like, that's really bright. But when I was, you know, shooting this piece downtown, everyone was just kind of like staring and like clapping for me. Like, it felt so dramatic. Like, someone actually stopped and took a photo of my outfit because they just loved the energy that I was bringing with this fit on. And that's a prime example of like just not letting your life pass by simply because of how you look, okay? Or how you choose to dress. Like, that has nothing to do with anything. So one of my favorite pieces in the collection is actually this gorgeous purple, like, suit or cord, and it's actually really modest as well. It had this like purple cardigan, and I just wore it with the matching top underneath and these beautiful flare purple pants as well. And yes, there are certain angles in this outfit that maybe I'm not the most comfortable with. Maybe you can see some of my rolls, but regardless of all of that, I put it on and I just felt really beautiful in this outfit. I also had a matching hijab because shout out to Victor, Mr. Victor Glamad, for including hijabs in his collection. This is another, actually, one of the hijabs in the collection as well. But, you know, I had the beautiful scarf and I draped it over and it was flowing in the wind, and I just forgot about all of my insecurities and just felt beautiful in that moment, and looked back at the photos with my photographer and just fell in love with myself over again. And I know that people are gonna look at this outfit and say, well, it doesn't look completely modest only because it's form-fitting on my body. I am a curvy Muslima that decides to dress modest or chooses to dress modest, and that isn't gonna look like, you know, your typical modest fashion influencer with a slim build where clothes naturally flow over the body much more, I guess, effortlessly than it does on me. But in my eyes, this is a beautiful, modest piece that I think everyone would look beautiful in, you know, regardless of your size. That's one of the reasons I'm really proud to continue to share more of my style on Instagram and on YouTube and all of those things, because it is unusual to see a curvy, modest woman on social media. You know, a lot of people have slim builds, and that can make you feel really insecure about yourself because not everyone has those body types. You know, I feel like the average woman has natural curves, especially when you're a Black Muslim woman. We have beautiful natural curves, our body moves in different ways, and clothing looks very different on you. And that isn't a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. It just means you need to choose pieces that kind of flatter your body a little bit more, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't experiment as well. One of my favorite pieces in this collection as well was this gorgeous black loungewear set, and my favorite feature in it was definitely the flare. It had the most gorgeous flare at the bottom of these pants, and it just kind of like, it felt like a very elevated, like, avant-garde loungewear set, and just made me feel so confident. There's this group of people walking by me and literally like snapping as I was shooting these photos, and it just made me feel so good because I felt very confident in that moment, and for other people to just see that energy that I was exuding was such a beautiful thing. So if you do want to check out any of the Target x Victor Glamad pieces that I featured in this video, I will link them below so you can save them to your cart, and the collection will officially launch on September 25th, and then you can kind of shop through it all. He is a Black designer, so it is supporting a Black business, which makes me really happy. And his entire brand is focused on just celebrating everyone, regardless of their race, their gender, their size. And I think that is just such a beautiful thing and makes me really proud to you know, be part of this collaboration. So I wrote down a few tips to loving my body that I just wanted to share with you guys. Just kind of like frame my thoughts a little better. But the first one, since we're on the topic of clothes, please, please, please do yourself a favor and go into your closet right now and get rid of all your skinny clothes, your quote unquote skinny clothes. You know, that section of your closet or in your storage that you were saving for when you finally lose those 10 to 15 pounds, for when you're finally at your body goals. get rid of all of that. And when I say get rid of, please donate, because other people will appreciate those clothes more than the dust in your closet will. I recently just did that. You guys saw my video probably about a week ago about decluttering my closet, and I finally just got rid of those clothes, and it felt really good. It feels good to walk into my closet and know that everything fits. I don't have to struggle to put on a pair of jeans, or I don't have to look at that pair of jeans that maybe used to fit last year that doesn't fit now, that makes me feel uncomfortable in my body. You don't need that. So when you shop next time, don't buy pieces thinking that, you know, when I finally lose 10 pounds, this will be motivation for me to lose that 10 pounds. No, don't do that, because what it will do is make you feel bad about your body in this current state. Okay, what we need to think about is the present. We don't even know where we'll be a year from now when we're finally at our body weight. You have no idea. Buy clothing that makes you feel good, that fits your body type. Put clothing on your body that makes you feel confident. If you are a modest dresser like me, and maybe you have curves as well, I personally, my best tip is always to size up a size so that you can then kind of like cinch in your waist and just kind of like bring attention to the areas that you absolutely love. So for me, that is my waist. I love my hips. So I love kind of just finding pieces that really accentuate that while still, you know, having a modest silhouette. This is a really important one, and one that I constantly always work on, is stop looking at the negatives of your body. Like when you look in the mirror, don't point out all the things that you hate about your body. Instead, replace them with things that you love about your body. So this was something that I changed, I feel like, over the past 2 years, that has really just shifted my entire mindset with loving my body in all its stages. Anytime I look in the mirror, I'm pointing out parts of my body that I absolutely love. There's just so many beautiful things on your body that need to be appreciated, and you need to just stop focusing on the negatives. Another important thing that kind of goes along with that tip is to distance yourself from people that make you feel bad about yourself or make you feel bad about your body, whether that's because they're constantly, you know, picking out the negative parts of their body that make you then question how you feel about yourself. But it also means, you know, friends and family members that are constantly picking out the things that, you know, they see as not beautiful in your body. If there's a friend or family that's always telling you, you need to lose weight, or you need to look like that, or whatever, you need to have a serious conversation with them to stop, because that is not normal. It's not normal. You wouldn't go up to a friend that you absolutely love or someone you love and tell them, oh, you know, you shouldn't wear that today because it makes you look fat, or, you know, maybe you shouldn't pose like that because your rolls are sticking out. Like, you wouldn't say that. So why would you accept someone to tell that to you? The number one thing I feel like I have struggled with my entire life, it's constantly going on diets, whether it's keto, whether it's Whole30, whether it's, you know, different cleanses. And I don't want to say that those are all bad things, because they definitely are not. But when you think of it as a quick fix, that's when it's bad. If you think of it more of like a lifestyle change, say you just want to eat healthier, and maybe eating whole foods and vegetables make you feel that way, so you follow a Whole30 lifestyle, that's very different from doing, you know, keto for 2 months to lose weight before a wedding that you're about to go to so that you could look good for other people, or you could find a husband, or whatever it is. I think the best thing you can do for yourself is just to build healthier habits that make you feel good about yourself. For me, for example, I'm definitely not at my quote-unquote goal weight that I want to be at. I don't even know if I have that goal weight in mind anymore, but the fact that I can wake up and freaking climb a mountain, okay, do a hike, and get to the very top and all the way back down, that is a beautiful thing. Like, my body does so much for me. It's doing a disservice if I then turn around and critique it for not looking a certain way. Something that I've also kind of shifted to is more intuitive eating versus diets. And I know I mentioned diet culture, but intuitive eating for me, I personally love food. I love my sweets. I love enjoying a really delicious, expensive meal. I love trying new restaurants, and that's something that genuinely just brings me joy. So why would I cut that out? Your body will literally tell you what it needs. It'll tell you when you're feeling more dehydrated and you need to drink some water. It'll tell you when you're hungry. If you eat something that's maybe not the best for you, it will tell you. Like, just listening to your body and really eating intuitively is, I feel like, the best way to loving your body in every stage. Something that also really helped is just unfollowing accounts that make you feel bad about yourself. Unfollowing people that maybe have a certain body type that you aspire to get to, but every time you look at, you feel horrible about how you feel right now. And also understanding that people post photos on Instagram as a highlight reel. They're not posting all the photos with their rolls hanging out. They're not posting all the photos with the bad lighting that makes their body look a lot more different than it actually does in person. I personally love following people that are more body positive, people that have different body types. I don't just follow someone that has, you know, the typical size 2 slim figure. I like to follow people that have curvier body types, that have different body types, different skin colors, because it just makes me feel like regardless of how I look in any state, I'm still beautiful because they're still beautiful. I can look at someone who maybe is a plus size or curve model, and I can look at someone who is, you know, super slim and maybe the body goals of society, and both of them look equally as beautiful to me. Honestly, it all comes down to one thing. Your body and how you look is the least interesting part of you. And I know that sounds weird to say, but it really is. You know, I'm more interested in how a person treats me, how kind a person is, how they treat their parents, you know, maybe what they do in life, what their interests are, what their passions are, what they're good at. It's not how they actually look. And I think realizing that will make you feel a lot better about yourself. I feel like I can continually ramble about this topic forever, but I'm gonna stop here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you can walk away with at least one piece of information that makes you just stop to think the next time you feel insecure with yourself, or the next time you are, you know, talking badly about yourself and talking negatively about yourself. You are more than just what your body looks like. You are so much more. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys thought below, and I will leave all of the details to all of the outfits that I wore from the Victor Glamad collection down below. Again, it will be available officially on September 25th on Target, so check it out and support the lovely Black designer. And yeah, thank you guys for listening, and I will hopefully talk to you in my next video. Bye everyone. Mwah.